Yes, hello. For the next few minutes, I want to talk about the role of the systems integrator in the ecosystem for smart manufacturing, the Smart Manufacturing Institute known as SESMII. For many of you, you probably understand that our mission is really to accelerate the democratization of smart manufacturing. By that, we mean we need to move the needle. We need to get the US more competitive and get the adoption rate of smart manufacturing moving into the United States manufacturing community much faster than it has been. We're just behind. So the systems integrator, we see the systems integrator as having a really key and critical role to doing that. We're very different than other institutes in that we've built software for the industry, not writing papers and writing white papers and things like that, but rather creating the technology, making the technology available to our systems integrators and our manufacturing community out there. The mission from that perspective is to make it more readily available. Now, in that mission, we're really a public-private partnership that's been stood up by the Department of Energy and administered by University of California, Los Angeles. And why we're different is that we've created an ecosystem here. While it does have academia in it, we've tried to shift it to be focused on the end manufacturer, the systems integrator, software vendors, and machine builders as well. Those are the components of the ecosystem that manufacturing needs. And quite frankly, we believe that the majority of the real innovation, the day-to-day innovation, really takes place with the systems integrator. So from our perspective, the systems integrators are the starting point for innovation. While it's true that the software manufacturers are innovating, they tend to be innovating across platforms for across multiple kinds of manufacturing, and so that their product can fit the largest installed base. The systems integrators work intimately with the smaller community of the end customers, and as a result, you know more about the end customers' business challenges and the business outcomes that they're trying to achieve than some of the manufacturers that you work for. Certainly more so and moreover than you would find if you were just talking to academia or talking to the software vendors, because your intimate relationship with your customer base. That's why one of the reasons that we value the systems integrator in our ecosystem so much. We believe that that's where the real innovation is taking place. When we talk about the democratization, we're always talking about how do we lower that threshold of entry into the manufacturing space for the broader collection of manufacturing sites. That's valuable, and that approach is valuable also to the systems integrator, in that if we can lower that threshold of penetration, it opens up more end customers and more opportunities for the systems integrator. Now, what we've done is we've analyzed where those challenges are, and we found a lot of non-value added activities that increase the cost of deploying these manufacturing systems. In fact, if you look at the license component of one of these systems, it might be $10, and the implementation cost, the commissioning cost, and standing up of the systems maybe another $50 or $60. And it's not unusual for some to see those kind of ratios out there. So the objective of SESMII is to, via technology as one of the components, lower that implementation cost by creating a piece of technology, a piece of infrastructure that enables the standing up of the systems more efficiently by taking out a lot of non-value added configuration and connectivity components that, to a systems integrator, really add cost and add risk. So the objective there is to work very closely with the systems integrators, create this ecosystem so that we can enable more opportunities for you and more opportunities for the small, medium manufacturing community that today, quite frankly, are kind of blocked from the broader deployment of these manufacturing execution and or smart manufacturing systems as they're more traditionally described today. One of the other values in the way that we're going about this is, in addition to creating a piece of technology that's available to the integrator and to the manufacturer, as well as the software vendor themselves to be able to stand up these systems, from which we've also are funding innovation projects. Now, to a systems integrator, this ought to be a pretty valuable thing. These $100,000 grants, if you will, for these RFPs can accelerate your penetration into some of these customer sites. If you look at a $200,000 project, and $100,000 of it can be offset by a grant from SESMII, that should open up more opportunities for you. You know, SESMII gets a fairly good return out of it too, because we end up getting leverage the use of our innovation platform, which we need to do to get it out in the marketplace. And we create smart manufacturing profiles for others to use as well. Again, lowering the threshold of implementation by making these smart manufacturing profiles available. You know, another area that, that we think is quite valuable to the systems integrator are SMites, our Smart Manufacturing Innovation Centers. We've got 4 of them stood up today across the United States, one in Los Angeles, one in Texas, one in North Carolina State, and another one upstate New York. We've got funding for 3 more this year and going into next year, and we plan on continuing the deployment of these Smart Manufacturing Innovation Centers. They're valuable and interesting in that we have our technologies there along with manufacturing assets that are there, so that the integrators as well as their local, manufacturing communities can see the technology in process instead of just talking about it and waiting for one to be installed in their facilities. They can actually go to one of these sites and be able to see how the smart manufacturing technology is deployed against in many cases, the very same manufacturing assets that they might have in their plants. In addition to that, there's a broad community of members, in addition to the satellite, the SMites that are out there, that create a network of networks. So to the integrator, you bring value to that network because you have a lot of experience in deploying these things. And most importantly, you're the line of sight to identifying and delivering the end manufacturer's business value or the business outcomes that they're trying to achieve. You, as part of the community, have access to all the members that are inside of SESMII and can open up and expand your visibility to them, as well as your portfolio of skills and capabilities to that broader audience as well. As you know, we are a member-based organization, and so we have 4 different classes of members that systems integrators and all the other members can fit into. And they are silver, gold, platinum, and observer. And the idea here is to create ones that have a price point that is scaled, that fits the systems integrator, the size of the systems integrator. So you can get involved in as low as $2,000 a year as an observer, or you can scale yourself up to a platinum and put yourself on a board seat. So what I would encourage you to do is look at the membership model, and let's have a discussion around what's the best membership model for you to start with, because they do have some pretty key differences. So if you're a silver member, you can run one of these innovation projects at a time, which is a very good thing. But if you wanted to step up to like gold, you can run multiple innovation projects, i.e. you can get multiple grants and run them at the same time. And if you wanted to move all the way up to platinum, you could get yourself a seat on the board. To the degree that you want to be able to have a broader audience and a broader stage inside of SESMII, we offer membership levels that fit each and every one of those bills. I would certainly appreciate having the time to talk with you today. And if you need or would like to have further discussions, please reach out to me or to SESMII at any time. Thank you very much.